Hello again, everybody. Welcome to USA Wrestling Weekly. I'm Scott Casper. It's time for this week's news and features from USA Wrestling, the national governing body of our sport. Wrestling of the 2012 Olympic Games variety ended a few days ago. USA Wrestling continues to host events and move forward on the positive momentum from the wrestling performance in England. This past weekend, Colorado Springs Palmer High School played host to the University World Team Trials. The competition featured the nation's top collegiate athletes in men's freestyle and Greco-Roman. To compete, an athlete must be currently enrolled in college or a graduate within the last year. Well, champions in each weight class qualify to compete at the University World Championships in Cortain, Finland, October 2nd through the 7th. Our coverage begins with the men's freestyle division, where three past NCAA champs captured gold medals to earn a spot on the U.S. team. At 185 pounds, 2011 NCAA champion John Reeder of Sunkist Kids defeated Mike Letts of the Navy Mac Club in two straight bouts. A score there, 3-0, 4-1 in bout 1 and 6-0, 3-1 in bout 2. Reeder was 8th at the 2010 University World Championships and is seeking his first medal this year.
Yeah, I've wrestled a couple times in college. A great competitor. I had to go out there and get it done. Today wasn't pretty for me, but I had to get it done. I got great coaches in Kevin Jackson and Travis Paulson that they got me ready for this tournament, and we had a great training camp. And now it's time to capitalize and go get a world championship.
Well, at 211 pounds, it was NCAA champion Dustin Kilgore of the Sunkist Kids who was victorious after sweeping his championship series over Richard Perry of the Husky Wrestling Club, doing so in two straight, including a pin in the second bout. After taking an Olympic red shirt this past year, Kilgore will return to Kent State for his senior year.
I've had so many opportunities. I went from winning NCAA title to showing up to many world team trials and freestyle tournaments, doing well above what I ever could have imagined. I'm 23 right now, so I figure I still got plenty more years left in me.
Well, in the 264-pound division, 2012 NCAA champion Tony Nelson of the University of Minnesota won the title by defeating Zach Thomasette of the Pittsburgh Wrestling Club, doing so in the final series of two straight bouts.
It's a good feeling. Coming off of the year with the NCAA title is great, and then being able to still compete in the summer, it's just fun.
And school's starting. Will you still be able to make the trip over for the Worlds?
Yeah, I think so. I'm planning on it.
And then Zach Sanders on the team too. That's got to be nice. A couple of you guys going from Minnesota.
Oh, yeah. No, he's a good guy, and it'll be fun to go with him.
Two former junior world team members also captured victories at the event. At 121 pounds, it was former Minnesota Gopher Zach Sanders of the Minnesota Storm capturing the title by outscoring Evan Silver of the Cardinal Wrestling Club in consecutive bouts. Sanders, who is an All-American for the Minnesota Gophers, is a past junior world team member.
It's hard for me to score some points. He's got good defense. Tough wrestler, young kid, but just want to go out there, and I think I did a little better job in the second match getting angles and stuff going to my attacks versus going straight in on shots and stuff like that, but just got to keep working, I guess.
Jason Chamberlain of the Bronco Wrestling Club was victorious in the 145-pound division. Chamberlain defeated 2012 NCAA champion Frank Molinaro in two straight bouts in the final series. Chamberlain will return to Boise State University this year for his senior season.
I've trained really hard this last year. I redshirted and wrestled freestyle all year and wrestled on the senior level, so just that experience and that just training. I trained a lot harder this year and I got a lot better, just so that confidence that I had during and before the matches helped me a lot.
Well, at 132 pounds, former Illinois star Jimmy Kennedy of the Cliff Keene Wrestling Club earned a spot on the world team when he defeated 2012 University Nationals champion Chris Dardanes of the Minnesota Storm. He beat him in two straight bouts in the championship series. Also making the University World Freestyle team was former Ohio State star Colton Sponseller of the Ohio Regional Training Center. Sponseller beat Jake Salazar of the Cliff Keene Wrestling Club in two straight matches in the finals at 163 pounds. Well, all in all, I will say the U.S. will have a talented and experienced team in Greco-Roman as well, heading to the University World Championships. Two athletes that medaled at the Olympic team trials emerged as champions at the University trials. At 121 pounds, Max Nowry needed 3 bouts to defeat two-time junior world team member Mike Pfuffinger in the championship series. Pfuffinger won the first match, but Nowry stormed back with 2 straight wins of his own to take the title. Nowry finished second at the Olympic trials this year, finishing 5th in the 2010 Junior World Championships.
Didn't really hit me until a little after the first match ended. The last thing in my mind is pretty much trials, and falling 2 matches right away to Spencer. It's a horrible feeling going 2 and out. So got back in it and just pushed through it.
Well, the champion at 163 pounds was John Anderson of the U.S. Army. He defeated University Nationals champion Tanner Andrews of the New York Athletic Club in 2 straight bouts in the final series. Anderson was 3rd in the 2012 Olympic trials.
I get better every day. If it's not in the wrestling room, it's on the road putting miles in, or in my basement, wrestling room, and they'll be down there. I'll always find a way to improve, stay positive, and I learn from every experience.
Capturing the University World Team berth at 264 pounds was 2011 Junior World Bronze medalist Toby Erickson of the New York AC. Erickson swept 2011 Junior Nationals champion Parker Betts in the final series of 2 consecutive bouts.
I came out sluggish first round. Second match came out a little more fire. It's been a little bit since I've competed, but I still felt really good. Felt strong. Got to work on my positioning to get that medal at universities, but it'll come along.
Well, Nowry and Erickson were among 4 champs in the university trials who have competed for the U.S. Olympic Education Center in Northern Michigan. Other U.S. OEC champions included Nick Alvarez at 145 pounds and Mark Stenberg at 185 pounds. 2012 U.S. Junior World Team member Nick Alvarez won the championship series over Joe Locksmith of the Navy Mat Club in 3 bouts. Locksmith won the first match, but Alvarez closed the door with victories in the final 2 bouts. The deciding 3rd match went to Alvarez with an exciting 4-0-1-0 decision.
First match, I was just going with whatever he went, and I lost that one. After that, all my coaches called me moving forward. Juan Fernandez from Puerto Rico, Nessa Verona, they all told me, hey, don't wrestle the way he wants. Take out his moves so he can't do anything. And then that's how I was gonna win.
185-pound Mark Stenberg captured the title by defeating his U.S. OEC teammate Zach Nielsen in 3 grueling bouts. Nielsen won the first match, but Stenberg answered with 2 victories of his own to take the championship with a final score of 2-2-1-0 in the final.
Yeah, I knew it was going to have to take, especially after losing the first time, it was going to take a perfect match, perfect 2 matches, because he's so good and he's so big and so talented. Yeah, it was going to take everything I got, and I'm glad I gave everything I got.
Other winners include 2 former athletes from UNC Greensboro who have become Greco-Roman specialists. After Greensboro dropped wrestling, the 2 remained in North Carolina to train with Coach Jason Lukitas and wrestle for the Yes Wrestling Club. The champion at 211 pounds, Kaylor Williams, who defeated Ethan Donglinger of the USOEC in 2 straight bouts of the championship series. Williams was also named the Mat.com's Wrestler of the Week. The other Yes Wrestling champion came at 132 pounds, where Jamel Johnson needed just 2 matches to defeat University National champion Paul Telgren of the Minnesota Storm. Well, stay tuned. We've got a lot more wrestling news. It comes up next. This is USA Wrestling Weekly.
Has been there. They've been the lifeblood of the sport. It's been a long time, and they've been at the top of the game every year, forever. And I'll tell you what, now that I think about it, maybe that's where I've gotten my inspiration, because I always want to be in the top of my game in wrestling, and I think that's where ASICS is and wants to be as well.
Well, it's been a busy week for the 4 U.S. wrestlers who won Olympic medals in London. In addition to reuniting with family and friends, there's been a strong demand from the media to schedule appearances with the Olympic medalists. Just a few days ago, after winning his Olympic gold medal at 163 pounds in freestyle, Jordan Burroughs sat down with Tonight Show host Jay Leno. Burroughs flew directly from London to L.A. and was one of only 5 Olympic athletes invited to be a guest on The Tonight Show.
Did you do anything?
Yeah, I splurged. I bought myself a double cheeseburger from McDonald's.
Wow, wow. It's double cheeseburger. Well, it's like a, really?
But I dropped it, though.
No, wait a minute. No, so. Okay, you win, you go, so you go and get a double cheeseburger.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
You know, as wrestlers, we do a lot of weight cutting. You know, so after I was done cutting weight, finally it was over with the tournament, I wanted a double cheeseburger and some French fries from McDonald's. So finally got it. Used my gold medal to get to the front of the line at McDonald's.
Did you flash it? Yeah. Oh, yeah, that carries a lot. Yeah. You show that to the maitre d' at McDonald's. He'll bring you right to the front. Yeah.
A few days later, both U.S. Olympic gold medalists Jordan Burroughs and Jake Varner traveled to New York for a special appearance on the Today Show. They were interviewed by Today Show hosts as part of their Friday morning program. The next day, Olympic champion Jake Varner was given a hero's welcome in the state of Iowa as part of a special Olympic homecoming celebration in Des Moines. Varner, a 2-time NCAA champ for Iowa State, was honored along with other Olympic heroes with connections to the state, including gymnast Gabby Douglas and track and field star Lolo Jones. It was a great day where Varner was involved in a press conference as well as in a public outing where he was able to meet many of his fans. Takedown Wrestling Media was there to capture the celebration and visit with the big man.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's pretty surreal right now. You know, kind of each day kind of sinks in a little more. You know, my Coach Cunningham, Coach Kale, they'll text me, you know, every day, every other day, saying, you know, Olympic champion's got a good ring to it. So, you know, it kind of helps it sink in more. But you know, it hasn't even been a week yet, so it's still kind of settling in, and you know, just cool to think about when I'm driving around having Olympic champion. So. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
Special thanks to Takedown Wrestling's Chad Kriz for that great footage. Thanks, Chad. Well, freestyle Olympic bronze medalist Coleman Scott returned to his residence in Oklahoma, where he was among their Olympic heroes. Scott was an NCAA champ for Oklahoma State and trains there. A special press conference was hosted by Oklahoma State to celebrate his achievement, which also featured Olympic freestyle coach John Smith, the head coach at OSU and one of Scott's coaches, in his corner in London.
You know, every tournament you go into, you have the mindset of winning. You know, I came up a little bit short there in the semifinals, and I was sort of hard on myself right after. I felt like I left some out on the mat, you know, and I know Coach kept preaching, don't make sure that doesn't happen. You know, so I was sort of upset with myself there for a while, but after I thought about it, you know, I guess coming back with a medal is a lot better than 5th, you know, and you know, I just had to, that's the mindset I went with it. I wasn't going to be denied, and I was definitely going to save face and come back and bring something back with me.
We were watching the medal count, you know, and it was something that keeps us motivated. And when we win a medal, they post it up immediately, and we know who won or what medal they won. And chasing China there at the beginning, and then catching them and you know, putting the foot down at the end, that was exciting for everybody involved over there.
Well, Clarissa Chun won her Olympic bronze medal in freestyle and returned to her native state of Hawaii, where she's become quite a hero. Chun was featured on a television interview when she returned home.
What was that exhilaration like, representing the red, white, and blue? Right there, what are you feeling?
Well, I was so happy. You know, like, I had a lot of people come up and support me in London, and I know I had a lot of support back home in Colorado and all across the country, but as I grabbed the flag, I knew it was backwards on me, and I just couldn't stop to like switch it, because it was just like, I gotta run, this is crazy.
Well, a major story occurred during the Olympic Games that many in the wrestling community may not have noticed. While the focus of the world was on London and the competition there, the sport received a major honor back at home. President Barack Obama made a surprise visit to the wrestling room at the USOTC in Colorado Springs, coming there to witness practice and meet some of the U.S. athletes who are training there. Team USA member Lee Janes, reporting for Takedown Wrestling Media, captured this exclusive videotape of President Obama in the wrestling room at the OTC. USA Wrestling is excited and proud that the President of the United States took time to check out the sport of wrestling and visit with our athletes and coaches. Well, stay tuned. We've got a lot more wrestling news. It comes up next. This is USA Wrestling Weekly.
who you are, whether you will lead or follow, whether you will fight or give in, whether you will win or lose, and what you will count as your victory.
Well, the FILA Cadet World Championships are now underway in Baku, Azerbaijan, and the U.S. is optimistic about 3 strong teams in the Olympic styles. The event features the top 15 to 17-year-old athletes in the world. The first style hosted at the FILA Cadet World Championships was men's freestyle. The United States was able to capture the title at 138 pounds as Zane Rutherford of Pennsylvania won 4 matches on his way to victory. Included was a win in the finals of Rusupin Bergmagomedov of Russia with a score of 0-1, 4-3, 2-1 in the finals. Rutherford earned his spot in the championships by defeating 3 straight opponents from Iran, Kyrgyzstan, and Kazakhstan. Prior to the Cadet Worlds, Rutherford won titles at the FILA Cadet Nationals in Akron and the Junior Nationals in Fargo. Well, the United States have also added 3 wrestlers who finished 5th in their weight classes after dropping bouts in the bronze medal rounds. Chance Marsteller of Pennsylvania was 5th at 167 pounds. Marsteller won his first 2 matches but was injured in the semifinals, leaving him unable to compete in the bronze medal bout. Mitch Sliga of Indiana placed 5th at 187 pounds. Sliga was also victorious in his first 2 bouts, but fell in the semifinals to the eventual champion from Russia. In his bronze medal match, Sliga lost to Bogdan Hertze of Ukraine. Sliga was most noted for winning the Cadet Triple Crown in 2010. Garrett Ryan of Arizona also finished with a 5th place performance in the 220-pound division. Ryan finished the tournament with a 2-2 record overall, including a loss to Yunus Didia of Turkey in the bronze medal bout. Ryan will also compete on the U.S. FILA Cadet Greco-Roman team later this week. Well, you can follow all the action from the Cadet World Championships, the results in women's freestyle, Greco-Roman, and more, all by visiting themat.com. Tune in to next week's show for a complete breakdown of the full event. Well, this week, USA Wrestling announced Assistant National Women's Coach Vladislav Izboynikov has resigned from his position with USA Wrestling to accept a new position in education. Coach Izzy, called by many of the athletes he's coached over the years, has been with USA Wrestling for over 7 years. He's worked with National Women's Coach Terry Steiner, Women's Freestyle Wrestling Head Coach, at many levels. He's been a coach for the resident athletes at the U.S. Olympic Training Center in Colorado Springs. Izboynikov also has been actively involved in developing the USA Wrestling Women's Freestyle age group programs. Izboynikov will now serve as a middle school principal at the Rocky Mountain Classical Academy in District 49 in Colorado Springs. Throughout his years with USA Wrestling, Coach Izzy has been the coach for the U.S. FILA Junior Women's World Team and more. The United States has won 24 FILA Junior World medals during his 7 years, including 6 gold medals, and is placed among the top nations in the world. USA Wrestling has started an immediate and in-depth search to fill this important position for a coach who will continue to build Women's Team USA into a dominant program internationally. USA Wrestling thanks Coach Izzy for his remarkable service to the sport, and we wish him well in his new position. Well, one of the top honors for a wrestling referee, of course, is to be assigned to work the Olympic Games. The U.S. had 3 outstanding officials to work in London. Rick Tucci of Florida worked his 7th Olympic Games this year. Working the first Olympic Games were talented refs Stacey Davis of Georgia and Zach Arrett of Indiana. We caught up with these 3 American refs during a break in the action.
The overall experience has been wonderful. We've been treated very well. The officiating really has not been bad. The disappointment obviously is in the results up to this point, but I'm sure the next few days things will change and we'll see a whole basket full of medals. I got my fingers crossed and I hope to see it coming.
It was one of those things you don't expect, but it's kind of like the carrot on top of the cake. It's just been a phenomenal experience. Been blessed just to be here, and as I tell everybody, it's one of those things you just can't put into words. And one day it'll hit me just how big this experience really was, but I'm having the time of my life.
Well, I think the one thing there's less wrestlers here than at the World Championships, but they're competing for Olympic medals, which for the athletes that's the ultimate goal. That's what they train 4 years for. So the intensity level is always up when it comes to an event like this, because so much rests on this and so much rests for their country. You know, they're looking for Olympic medals in some of these countries. You know, this is their #1 sport. So the intensity is definitely up. It's very exciting, and blessed to be a part of it.
Well, stay tuned. We've got a lot more wrestling news. It comes up next. This is USA Wrestling Weekly.
Each season, Liberty Mutual's Responsible Sports Community Grant Program awards $65,000 to youth sports organizations and school sports programs that demonstrate their commitment to responsibility in youth sports. Your organization could be one of our 20 winners this season. It's easy. Simply visit responsiblesports.com and click on the Community Grant Program. Administrators register their organization with the program, then reach out to rally parents, coaches, and team supporters to log on and review either the Responsible Sports Parenting or Responsible Coaching Guide. Then complete the quiz and showcase your mastery of the concepts. Every successfully passed quiz is worth a point that you can credit to your favorite youth sports organization or school sports program. Connect with friends, family, and neighbors to rally more support. The teams and schools with the most points at the end of the grant period win. It's that simple. Watch the leaderboard throughout the grant season, then rally more of your supporters to increase your totals. Liberty Mutual is committed to celebrating and championing youth sports and to financially supporting organizations that demonstrate their commitment to responsible sports. Join the movement and start earning points toward your community grant.
There was a familiar voice on the loudspeaker throughout the Olympic Games as American PA announcer Ken Berger was one of the announcers for the entire Olympic experience. It was Berger's second Olympic assignment, as he also worked the mic at the 2008 Beijing Olympics. We had a chance to visit with him between sessions of the wrestling action.
When I came here, the British asked me if I would give a show and tell them about the history of wrestling. I would tell them a little bit about the sport, and it seems like they've kind of brought me into the group. When the show goes over, I'm telling people what's going on, what's happening on the mat.
Well, one of the world's most talented wrestling photographers is John Sachs of techfall.com. He was on hand and represented the American wrestling community every day from London. We asked John about his experience as a photographer in his second Olympic Games.
Yeah, I think the people here in London have done everything they possibly could to make this a great experience for people who are working here and the fans who are coming here to enjoy the sports they love. It's been a great journey and something I'll always cherish.
Well, preparation continues for U.S. athletes who will compete at the 2012 FILA Junior World Championships in Pattaya, Thailand, early September. The nation's best 17 to 20-year-olds will compete in 3 Olympic styles in this huge event. Traditionally, athletes who do well at the Junior World Championships also go on to major success on the senior world and Olympic levels. We caught up with U.S. Women's Junior World Team member Jennifer Page during a recent training session at the OTC.
I'm still new to this whole international stuff, so I still kind of freak out whenever I have to wrestle other countries. So it kind of helped me, I think, relax and get used to other countries, I guess competing against other countries, even though I wasn't actually competing. I still, just being around it, I think will hopefully make me a little less nervous for Junior Worlds.
Well, this week in Colorado Springs, USA Wrestling will host 2 of its major annual events, the USA Wrestling Board of Directors meeting and the USA Wrestling State Leaders Conference. The Board of Directors meeting is set for Saturday, August 25th at Cheyenne Mountain Resort and Conference Center. The meeting is chaired by USA Wrestling President James Ravanack, and among the topics under consideration at the board meeting is a proposal to change the structure of the USA Wrestling Board. There will be a committee election and, of course, the presentation of the 2012-13 USA Wrestling budget for review and approval. The State Leaders Conference allows the important volunteer leaders from USA Wrestling's state associations to get together, share ideas, develop practices, and make major decisions on grassroots programs and activities. USA Wrestling Weekly will have an update from these important events in next week's show. Well, that'll do it for this week's episode. We appreciate you watching each and every week. For all of us at USA Wrestling Weekly, I'm Scott Casper. Good night.